Welcome to Newsmaking Headlines on June 13. There are just 20 days to Election Day, and Prime Minister Abhisit Vejjajiva, right in front of his eyes, is seeing a jolly Yingluck cruise away ahead in popularity. But an optimistic Abhisit isn't one to give up. He posted his third open letter on Facebook, insisting that he has walked the reconciliation path and is the wretches who could have avoided a loss of life, but what they chose was a path of turmoil to create more bodies so they could frame massacre charges against him. Apis's critics, of course, rubbished the Facebook message as his final plea for sympathetic votes, which they said could help him get a little more support from those who are still undecided on whom to vote for. However, there are many who view the letter as a sincere message to all Thais. Earlier in the day, the Democrats were trying to come to grips with a Bangkok poll that revealed the Pheu Thai party is galloping ahead of the Democrats, leaving an increasingly bigger gap. Worse, Democrat hopes of sweeping Bangkok is becoming dimmer and dimmer. Matichon couldn't be more simple. It shouts, Yingluck beats Abhisit. 42.6% of Bangkokian will vote for Pu to become PM. Thai Post states, survey results show Pheu Thai leads in 21 constituencies. Bangkok has 33 in total. The newspaper's main headline, however, sheds the spotlight on Pheu Thai rejecting Phum Chai Thai's fresh coating. It shouts, Phum Chai Thai permanent foe. Yingluck brushes aside Phum Chai Thai Chavalat Chanvirakun's plea. Pujatgan's main headlines is more dramatic. It states, Phum Chai Thai itching to join Pheu Thai's sees ego broken. Pu or Yingluck Chai's party. Well, Pheu Thai's party executive board had earlier sealed the fate of Phum Chai Thai by voting against accepting it as an ally in the formation of the next government. Now, Yingluck appears to have banged the last nail in the coffin of the two parties' ties. Still, don't take all this for granted, though if you remember, Thaksin branded Phum Chai Thai's Nevin Chichop a betrayer for switching camps to support Abhisit as PM a couple years ago. And talking about Thaksin, Komchatluk's main headline blares out, Sanan points way to granting amnesty, says timing is key. He must meet Thaksin to discuss the plan. Sanan said the fact that Thais are sympathetic means it won't be hard for Thaksin to get clemency. But Thaksin will have to wait for the right time to get an amnesty. Sanan said this needs to be discussed with Thaksin face to face, but he stopped short of saying if amnesty was indeed Chhat Thai Patana's policy. Thairat highlights Suthep and Abhisit's rejection of allegations that they formed the current government in a military barrack, a remark made by Sanan Kojon Prasad, who literally said that the next government will not be allowed to be formed in a military barrack. Meanwhile, Pujitgan's business section says the fact that Pheu Thai is leading in every poll and likely to stage a comeback is having a negative impact on the stock market. Its headline states, Fears of Pheu Thai comeback. Foreign investors flee, waiting for clear policies from new PM in running the country. Reportedly, these investors fear that Thailand will face political upheaval as happened during the Samak Suntarawet and Somchai Wongsawat governments. The trend is now to dump shares here and head for less risky markets. Well, those waiting for share prices to drop should seize this opportunity to buy. Now, it's no surprise that any political party worth its salt is taking advantage of social media to campaign for votes. So how hot is social media? Thai Post says 600 websites used to woo voters. Peanut will use Facebook to awaken sleeping people to exercise their voting rights. Stepping away from the election fray, many would have heard yesterday about the tragedy of a 51-year-old Chonburi man who died after being bitten by his young golden retriever. But don't rush to condemn the dog. Today, Komchatlik casts a more positive light on the animal. It says, veterinarian points out, man who was bitten died from allergy to vaccines or because of his own chronic illnesses such as diabetes. Earlier reports, too, had it that physicians initially suspected he died from infection in the blood. The vet says an autopsy is needed to find the real cause of the death. The man's wife admitted that he had ill-treated the dog since it was just a puppy. It's a lesson for all dog owners. Do not ever ill-treat or assault your pet. It's a sin, nothing less. In many countries, it's a crime for which offenders can be sent to jail. Here, alas, the authorities hardly give a damn, and it's the poor animal that is castigated. That's all, folks. Bye.